through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we've watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Wonderful. On behalf of US Rowing and the Nathan Benderson Park in Sanka, we welcome you here to Sarasota, Florida for the 2015 US Rowing Youth National Championships. We have about 2 minutes to the start of racing. We'll have the 8 semis, and then we'll get right into the final races. Now, to all you parents and spectators here, you should cheer every race on, A through C. Every single one of these athletes has worked hard all year to be here. They deserve your attention, your applause, and they deserve this one last race before a nice, relaxing summer. So let's take it up to the starting tower. Our first race on is the men's light youth 8 semi. Lane 2, Jesuit College. Lane 3, Berlin. Lane 4, NorCal. Lane 5, CRI. Lane 6, Sarasota Crew A. Lane 7, Oars A. Let's see if I get a hold of David Wyatt at the start. David, are you at the start?
Are you on 10, Mike? Sending it to you, Dave. Thank you very much. Welcome to final day at US Rowing Youth National Championships here at Nathan Benderson Park. My name is David Wyatt. I will take you through the first 1,000 meters of every race today. And we have some semifinals that are this morning because of the little L storm we had the other night. And we have some finals still to set. So we are going to have the men's lightweight 8s. We're going to have the women's youth 8s and the men's youth 8s this morning and set those finals for this afternoon at the end of the day. So we're going to kick this day off right with some really fast 8s racing here. Looking at the conditions as I watch the aligners just get into position down here on the platform. Really just beautiful weather again this morning. We have had tremendous flat water on this race course with this wave attenuator all weekend, and today is no exception. I am not seeing much happening from these lightweight 8s that are in the blocks right now in terms of trying to maintain points. And that's about it. I mean, I'm seeing them tap every once in a while, and all 6 boats are in the blocks getting ready for this first semifinal of the men's lightweight 8. Let me go ahead and set up the field for you here before we get this one kicked off, and while the aligners are still making sure that our beautiful starting dock and these dock pods are right where they need to be so that these bows are aligned right at meter 0. In lane 2, we have Jesuit College Prep of Dallas. They are a white boat. In lane 3, Belen Jesuit High School from Miami. 1,000 student high school in Miami. They are the Scholastic National Champion in this men's lightweight event. They won that about 3 weeks ago. In New Jersey, they are in a yellow boat. In lane 4, we have NorCal crew. They are the Southwest champion in this event. And they are also in a white boat. It looks like a pocock. In lane 5, we have CRI, Community of Boston. They are in a bright red, almost trademark at this point. Hudson.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
With their black, red, and white unisuits. They are getting ready to get after this race course this morning. In lane 6, we have Sarasota Crew. Sarasota Crew, who made the grand finals in this event last year. They are in a blue Vespoli in lane 6. Their trademark white blaze with blue S's. In the lane 7, we have Oars from Orlando. They are in a black Vespoli. They wear navy blue unisuits with an orange stripe across the chest and back. Their blades are blue on the top, white in the middle, orange on the bottom. All of these gentlemen up here getting ready to kick this thing off this morning. Nice 7 a.m. start, beautiful flat water, getting ready to kick off the final day with a bunch of finals. We're going to crown a bunch of national champions as we go along today, but we've got to set these finals first for the 8th. So we're still looking for alignment. What these aligners do up here is they can communicate with each one of the stake boat volunteers. The stake boat volunteers are on little platforms that almost look like diving boards that stick up and out from the starter dock, and there are dock pods that actually come off of the start platform, and that is where their platforms are that they're laying down on. They reach out with both hands, they grab the sterns of these boats, and then the aligner can talk to them and make sure that all of these bows are right in line with meter 0. There is a black and yellow sign on the opposite shore that marks meter 0, and that is where the aligner wants all of these bows. And the officials have done an unbelievable job. And so, national championship. Everybody very experienced, obviously qualified to get here.
Thank you. That was great.
And today should be no exception. I want to go ahead and make sure that everybody thanks all of the volunteers, everybody in a bright blue shirt that you see. All of the officials, if you see them at any point, they're generally wearing light blue shirts. Most of them are long sleeve. And anybody else who you know makes this venue run. We have had just a pleasure hosting this regatta this weekend, and we're excited to have it and to show off our beautiful race course here at Nathan Benderson Park. We should have a couple minutes still to start if you want to make any announcements down there at the start line, or at the finish line.
Thank you, David. We want to kind of introduce you to the site a little bit here. As you have the grandstands at this end, at the finish line with the big screen TV. Across from the grandstands is the event garden, which will be serving beverages and food in an air-conditioned tent over there for spectators. It's a great perspective to see the end of the race. If you have a chance to grab a bicycle, or they have petty carts here, you can go on the other side of this site, and you are allowed to ride the whole course right along your son or daughter and watches the race up close as he goes down, or he or she goes down the course. It's a wonderful perspective. We've got 3 different bike lanes, one going north towards the finish line and one going south. So it's a perfectly safe way to watch this regatta. So that's one option you have. Also, in this big tent, the event tent next to the grandstands here, it's air conditioned. If you need to get out of the heat, there's a big screen TV in there to watch. There's also a lot of information about Sanka and the Sarasota-Bradenton area. One of the things USRowing has wanted to thank Sanka for sponsoring this event. It's called the Suncoast Aquatic Nature Center. Its CEO, Paul Blackadder, who's standing next to me here, Bill Robinson is president,
a green flag.
and Curtis Jordan. All right, I'm going to leave it back up to the start.
The cruise as he does USRowing rules. I gave you that field. We're getting ready to kick off the final. Sarasota, Bradenton, Florida. Here we go. Flag is down. We have a start. First race of the day. It is the first semifinal for the men's lightweight 8. Here they come.
I'm trying to get the Jumbotron on them too, just to give them a big thanks, and I want to get you guys, the announcers too, on there, and just kind of like the end of the, like Disney World, man.
Boats pushing out a little bit. It is Belen Jesuit with another fast start. They're a very fast starting crew. I get the pleasure of watching them quite a bit here at Nathan Bender's. Like I said, they're the Scholastic National Champions in this event. They're also the Florida State Champions and the Southeast Region Champions. They have a one-deck advantage early here as they approach 250 meters over NorCal. NorCal and Lane Pocock is
Yeah, you're still odd. I don't know if it's going to last through the day when we get to C and D finals.
back on CRI. And NorCal Belen pulling out from the field a little bit more now. There's a deck advantage for Belen. And looking at just across right at 400 meters, it is Belen Jesuit. They still have a deck, like I said, on NorCal. Both of those boats are pushed out 5 or 6 seats from your new third crew, which is CRI. CRI at 500 meters has a deck now on Sarasota Crew. And then up at the top of the race course as well, you've got Jesuit College Prep of Dallas right with Sarasota Crew. At 650 meters, now we've got a battle up front. It is dead even, dead heated between NorCal and Belen Jesuit. NorCal having caught Belen, it is now a new leader, NorCal, 1 seat over Belen Jesuit, and continuing to press through them. Huge move being taken at 650 meters by NorCal. They have worked it out to almost a half-length advantage now. Looking back, Belen Jesuit in second, holding that advantage. Their coxswain is right on the bow ball of the CRI boat at 750. CRI in third place. In fourth place, up at the top of the race course, is that crew from Dallas, Jesuit College Prep. They maintain about a deck and a seat on Sarasota Crew, who is in fifth. Sarasota Crew with 6 seats on oars, who is in sixth in lane 7. That is your field as they come down the race course and approach halfway. This NorCal boat out in front, very dark, it looks like black on the top of their blades, gold on the bottom, and these gentlemen want to go ahead and put themselves straight in that grand final. Again, your Southwest champion at 1,000 meters. You're going to see them in the camera. They're in that white boat in lane 4. They are out in front. They have a half-length advantage on Belen Jesuit. Belen Jesuit maintains almost a full-length advantage now on Community Rowing. Community Rowing with your third place. They are almost a full length ahead of the battle that is going on for fourth between at the top of the race course in the white boat. That is Jesuit College Prep of Dallas. And then closer to the beach coming down, that is Sarasota Crew in the blue 8. I'm going to give it to the finish line. We've got a boogie back to the start line to catch the next semifinal. It is NorCal out in front of Belen Jesuit and CRI.
Thank you, David. Looks like a great start to our finals day here with a real nice race out in front of the pack there between NorCal and Belen. Belen from Miami, a small boys' school. Always great lightweight rowers in that program. Look at this view here on the screen. They're neck for neck. You got about a half boat length lead, maybe 3/4 by NorCal over Jesuit. Then you get back to CRI in the red boat right there, and on the far side you have a Jesuit. You should see in the near ground Sarasota and oars coming to the picture if they scan back, but as we scan forward again, it looks like NorCal has now increased its lead to almost a full boat length. We got overlapping decks. You see the bow deck and stern deck of those two boats are overlapping. What NorCal wants to do, so to put this away, they want to break open, get some open water between the two boats so they can relax and row a nice steady. They're rowing at a really nice pace, a 36.5 for the leaders coming down, and they do not look like they're going to look back. Here they go. They're going to break open water. You'll hear their coxswain yell that. They say, I got their bow ball. I'm going to take it all the way home here. So they're going to make a statement here and try to push in through. Now, looking down the course, if you want to turn and see them right on the course on the beach here, we're about 400 meters to go, maybe 300 now, heading for the 250 to go. Our two leaders are still out in front, NorCal, Belen in the yellow boat, NorCal in the white boat. Trailing slightly on the left in the red is CRI. NorCal looks like they've a nice relaxed pace there if you watch them. It appears from my view here that Berlin is overstroking them by a couple strokes, and NorCal is just sitting on this and pounding those legs down for the last 150 meters as we head into the finish line here. CRI is trying to put a push on to make sure they get into that final. Here they go. They are actually moving fast out there. They're picking up distance and seats on Berlin as we get into the final 20 strokes of this race here. But there we go. NorCal just picked it up. They're going to push this away. They're going to make it no question here. On the outside, you got Jesuit. They're trying to get in this to get that last third seat between CRI and NorCal. Sarasota and Orr's off the pace here a little bit. But here, NorCal's now cranked it up to a 41, and they're actually moving away from Jesuit. And here comes CRI. CRI is pushing on Jesuit, but Jesuit's going to hold them off to the finish. There goes NorCal. You're going to hear the beep any minute. They're across the line, followed by Jesuit, followed by a charging CRI. And they're Jesuit on the other side from Dallas. And here comes Sarasota crew across now, and Orr's. That was a great first race. We're going to take it up to David at the start.
David, we have a finish with NorCal first, Berlin Jesuit second, and CRI third. Toss it to you for the semifinal 2 of the men's lightweight youth 8.
Thank you very much, Joe. Let me set the field. Red flag's about to come down. In lane 2, we have Mountain Lakes. The top qualifiers here are 2 Southwest rivals, lanes 4 and 5, Long Beach and Marin. Here they come in the second semifinal of the men's lightweight 8. In that grand final, we are going to put 3 more in by the time it's on the finish line. The early lead by about a decade, Sammamish in lane 6. Sammamish is in a black vest poli. They are red, white, and blue colored unis and blades. Their advantage is just the slightest advantage. Oh man, look at this camera shot at 250. These gentlemen, these 3 bows in the center of this race course are charging. There is no clear leader. Long Beach, Marin, and Sammamish all right there at 100 meters. We have over the weekend that Marin has made a move in this first 500 meters. We will see if that happens. They are starting to head. It is now almost a deck lead from Marin in lane 5. It looks like they're in a black Resolute. They have a 1-deck lead. Their bowman is sitting right on the bow balls of lanes 4 and Long Beach and Sammamish. Behind the top 3 here, it looks like up in lane 3, New Trier is in 4th. Not by much, maybe by a seat over. Good battle going on between lanes 2 and 7, Mountain Lakes and Brookline. Through 500, almost to 600 now, it still is Marin. And they're primarily with the white triangle on the tips. They have a advantage now over clear, no, not even a clear second place. It is Long Beach, and it is Sammamish for second and third. Moving away from the other boats that were contending for that 4th place spot is New Trier. New Trier up there in a dark boat with blue blades, or it looks like blue and green blades. They are right in the mix here, about a half a down on the Long Beach and Sammamish that are duking it out for. Through 800 meters, it remains Marin. Advantage now on Sammamish with 1 over Long Beach. Just the slimmest of margins between these crews. New Trier is the only crew that has a connection with the second and third crews at the moment. In the 5th place, up at the top of the lakes, and in 6th will be Brookline with the red racing stripe at the top. As they come into view of the 1,000-meter camera, you can see Marin looking to break open water on this field. They have a full 8-seat advantage over still dead heated, Long Beach and Sammamish. What a race for second and third we've got going on between Long Beach and Sammamish. New Trier still with the connection on both of those crews. So it looks like really 4 crews for 3 spots in the semifinals, with Marin out in front of Long Beach, Sammamish, and New Trier. I'll give it to you.
Thank you, Dave.
Our leader is Marin in lane 5. To the left of Marin is Sammamish. Sammamish is starting to fade as New Trier up on the top of the course in lane 3 is starting to walk through. And in the middle between New Trier is Long Beach with their characteristic yellow unis. New Trier is the crew that you see there with the white unis with the black stripe on them, diagonal stripe. And there is Marin. Marin is really continuing to move out. But Long Beach is holding on. So they're now, instead of opening up, Long Beach is starting to walk into Marin. Long Beach is walking Marin. Marin has 6 seats on Long Beach. You can see the 3-man of Marin holding on right to the coxswain, and they're starting to move. 500 meters to go. And on the outside, here comes New Trier. New Trier is really starting to move in. They're going to try to get that 3rd place and take it from Sammamish. Sammamish was up there in the very beginning, has faded. There are 3 to the final.
Leader to 38.
Marin is continuing to hold on. Here comes Long Beach. Long Beach is starting to move into Marin. On the outside, it's New Trier. Can Sammamish find an extra gear to get back into the top 3?
Leader at 39.
Our leader, Marin, is at a 39, a very comfortable 39. We're into the last 200 meters. This is where they're going to really jack it up and try to push it away.
Long Beach 39 also.
Sammamish has really started to come back in. Sammamish is now trying to pull back in, and they have. It is Marin in first place. Long Beach closing. It's only about a half a length. And then now Sammamish has found that 2nd gear. Sammamish is now overtaking New Trier.
40, Sammamish.
Sammamish is at a 40. Sammamish has come back. New Trier and Abman. It's about a half a deck coming to the finish line. Who's going to be 3rd? Is it going to be Sammamish on the inside or New Trier on the outside? Too close to call. Some fantastic racing, technical racing by our crews in this last of the lightweight youth 8 semifinal. Let's toss it to the women's youth final with David.
David, we've got another race finished here. Please take it from the start for the women's Youth 8 semi. Thank you very much, Mike. What a start from Holy Names in Seattle. They are sitting on 8 seats as they approach 500 meters on the rest of the field. Let me set up that field for you. Up at the top of the race course, Marina Aquatic Center from Marina Del Rey, California. In lane 3, OKC River Sport. In lane 4, Cincinnati Juniors. In lane 5, Holy Names. In lane 6, Chicago. And in lane 7, we have Sarasota Crew. Out in front, like I said, and almost with open water now in their white Vespoli is Holy Names from Seattle. What a dominant first 500 meters. They are trying to lead this thing start to finish. They have open water now on the rest of the field. Your 2nd place crew is Chicago in lane 6. Chicago has a deck and a seat on Cincinnati Juniors in lane 4. Cincinnati with just the slightest of margins, maybe a full deck, very between them and the 4th place crew just above from OKC. Marina Aquatic Center right with OKC, so a big battle going on here. Sarasota Crew in 6th place in lane 7. So it is Holy Names just dominating my final. Open water at 800 meters for Holy Names. That open water advantage is about 2 seats over still Chicago in lane 6. Chicago is in a beautiful black Resolute. They're rowing with black blades. They have a bucket in the 2 and 3 seats on the port side. Their advantage is dwindling, though. Here comes Cincinnati Juniors. Cincinnati Juniors in lane 4 in a King 8 are really pressing Chicago now. These Midwest rivals are pressing. I can see the coxswain in the Chicago boat. She is really gyrating up and down. She is willing her ladies on. This race behind Holy Names is a heck of a race. At 1,000 meters, you're going to see them all bunched. Holy Names out in front, open water, Chicago, and then Cincinnati. But with Cincinnati is everybody above them, OKC River Sport, as well as Marina Aquatic Center. All 4 of those boats are connected behind Holy Names. Sarasota crew, the local crew in the blue pink hats, they will be closest to the beach coming down. But this one is being dominated right now by the Seattle crew from Holy Names. They're out in front still of Chicago and the Cincinnati. I'll give it to you.
Thank you, David. Great call. Holy Names, the early leader, breaking open water on the pack, but it looks like the fight here is for that 2nd and 3rd spot to go into the semis. Looks like we have 3, possibly 4 boats in contention for that coveted 2nd and 3rd place. Holy Name has this boat race under control. It's not they don't have the race done. They're sitting back, though, and looking at the pack. It's a great place to be. You can see what's going on. Chicago looks like they may have been inspired by their Blackhawks win over the Lightning last night, and then they're going to show us how to win here today. Anyway, here we go. This is going to be a real race for our 2nd and 3rd here. Looking across this pack, look at this. Wait a second, they're actually reeling them back in. Someone's pulling up on it looks like that is Cincinnati on one side and Chicago on the other are trying to reel Holy Name back into this race. Serious second half race here for the trailing crews. Holy Name went out high and hard early in the race, and now slowly but surely Chicago, Cincinnati, and it looks like OKC on the outside. Okay. And look at that, Cincinnati and that Gray King with 1,500 meters to go. They are now in contact with Holy Name. So everyone has different race strategies out here. Looks like Holy Name's strategy was go out hard and high early and hang on. It looks like they are doing a good job at that, but the rest of the crew says, no, we're going to go with you. We're going to come try to get you. It looks like their coxswain saw the bow ball of Cincinnati creeping up on them and called a piece here because they're now pulling away again. Now look on the inside here. It looks like Chicago there pulling up in lane 6, and they are now connected with Holy Name. So this is going to be a great finish here. We got about 300 meters to go. If you want to turn your attention to the beach here, you can see them coming straight down here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 boats, what we call overlap, which means they're all connected when you look across at them. And it's going to be a great sprint to the finish. They're going to sit up here. We're going to see these ratings crank up a little bit. Right about now, we got about 20 strokes or so left to go in this race. It looks in the white boat, Holy Name, still in the lead, followed closely on the left side by Cincinnati and on the right side by Chicago. And on the outside, OK City is putting a push on right now with Cincinnati. Look at that little dual race going on for 2nd and 3rd. This is going to be an amazing finish here. We've got 3 crews for those 2nd and 3rd spot into the finals. Holy Name is going to sit there. They're going to sit up. They haven't taken it up too high yet. They're just powering through here. Look at that power in that boat. That is a strong boat out there. Nice, smooth rowing. But look at this race here. Now Cincinnati's picked it up and pushing away from OK, and on the inside, Chicago. They're going to, wow, the race is going to be for 3rd between Chicago on one side and OKC on the other. It looks like Chicago, like the Lightning, have prevailed, like the Blackhawks have prevailed today.
Let's take it back up to the start to David for the next race. Thank you very much. I am looking at the 2nd semifinal of the Women's Youth 8, and your leader at 500 meters is Saugatuck's A entry. There are 2 Saugatuck boats in this semifinal. We will see if they can qualify 2 boats for the grand final. Let me set it up for you with Saugatuck out in front. We have Marin, your Southwest champion in lane 3. We have Saugatuck's B entry in lane 4. PNRA Mercer, lane 5, Saugatuck's A entry, and in lane 6, Mount Baker In lane 7, Albany Rowing Club from Albany, New York. The advantage out front in their beautiful King 8 for Saugatuck is 8 seats. The stroke seat is almost right on the bow ball of the boats that are duking it out for second and third. Very close. I'm going to give second right now to PNRA Mercer up in lane 4. It is by about a deck over 2 boats. Marin all the way up in lane 2 and Mount Baker in lane 6. Those 2 boats are too close to call for third right now. In 5th place is the Saugatuck B boat, and that boat is only 1 deck behind Mount Baker and Marin. What depth we are seeing right now from this Saugatuck crew from Connecticut. In 6th place is the boat in lane 7, also in a beautiful King 8 from Albany. They have orange blades and white visors. Looking up front as they approach 1,000 meters. Being dominated by the Saugatuck A entry. PNRA Mercer going with Saugatuck. They're the only boat that maintains an overlap with Saugatuck. They're up there in a black boat, and they are red, white, and blue colored ladies up there. As they come through 1,000, you will see PNRA Mercer with that overlap. It looks like Mount Baker currently has third, but it is not by a whole heck of a lot. That bucket on the starboard side in the Mount Baker boat. They're in a white pocock. They are going to try to hang on to third place, but they are being pressed by both of the boats at the top of the race course, Marin and Saugatuck B. But it is Saugatuck A out in front of this field. PNRA Mercer a solid second. Behind them, it is a free-for-all for third place. Another awesome semifinal here this morning, trying to set the grand final for the women's youth 8.
Looks like he's over the 1,000. You're on.
750 meters to go. Saugatuck A in lane 5 in that King with the black blades is hanging on, but starting to move into Saugatuck is PNRA Mercer. They are now down to overlap where their bow person is sitting on Saugatuck's coxswain. On the outside also, and here comes Saugatuck B trying to move in as well. Lane 6, Mount Baker has dropped back, starting to make some moves coming into the last 500 meters. Hanging on is Saugatuck A in lane 5 in the gray boat, the black unis with the white stripe down the side. To the right of them on the far side is PNRA Mercer. And now we've got ourselves a dogfight for who's going to be third. It is Mount Baker, even with Saugatuck B and Marin. Saugatuck B and Marin are right in there. You could throw a blanket over all 3 of those bow balls. It depends whose oar is in the water. And it looks like lane 6, Mount Baker, is starting to move a little bit. They're trying to get up into Mercer. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the last 250 meters. Saugatuck A continues to press out. PNRA Mercer to their right is right there with them. They're both at around a 40-41. Then we've got everybody. Mount Baker closest to us with the white hull. There they go. They're really popping up. Everybody's gone now. Everybody's flying to the finish line. Who's going to be the last qualifier? Will it be Mount Baker on the inside, rowing at a 42, Saugatuck B, or Marin on the outside? Coming down to the last 10 strokes, Saugatuck A still has a half a length over PNRA Mercer. And then on the inside, it is Mount Baker. On the outside, it's Saugatuck B. 44 strokes a minute for Mount Baker. Here we go, right down the finish line. It looks like it's about half a deck for Mount Baker over Saugatuck B. And we're sitting there hearing all those beeps. When you hear the beeps, beep, 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 that means we've got some serious racing here at Nathan Benderson Park.
I think that's the highest finish rate we've seen today from Mount Baker, between a 42 and 44 down the stretch.
Dave, we'll toss it to you for the first semifinal of the men's Youth 8.
Thank you very much, Joe. Let me tell you who is in front. The top three right now. In lane 4 is Newport Aquatic Center. They are out in front in a beautiful M-Pocker. Their advantage is about a deck and a seat over your second place. Well, it's almost too close to call, but it looks like your second place crew is Sammamish in lane 6. Going with them is CRI. Let me set up the whole field for you as these gentlemen approach 500 meters. And they are going to hit the 500-meter mark right about now in 1 minute, 28 seconds. These dudes are flying. Up in lane 2, we have Sarasota Crew. In lane 3, Cincinnati Juniors. In lane 4, Newport. In lane 5, CRI. Lane 6 is Sammamish. And lane 7 is Green Lake. 600 meters in. It is still a deck and a seat now for Newport Aquatic Center. But your new second place crew is the Red Hudson of CRI in lane 5. They maintain a deck advantage now on Sammamish in lane 6. Sammamish rowing in a black boat with white blades. They are the Northwest champion. They're sitting in third. Their advantage over the fourth place crew is about a deck. That fourth place crew is the crew up there from Cincinnati Juniors. In fifth, you've got Sarasota Crew in the blue boat all the way up to the top of the race course at 750. They're in fifth. And in sixth place, in lane 7, is Green Lake in their white pocock. Here comes CRI. CRI moving into that lead that Newport has had from the get-go. It is just a seat lead now for Newport as they hit about 850 meters in, almost 900 meters. It is Newport and CRI, stroke for stroke. Still a slight advantage for Newport, maybe a seat, a very slim margin now. Those two boats have pushed out from your third place boat, which still it remains Sammamish. Right with Sammamish, only a deck down is Cincinnati Juniors. Look at them bunched up as they come through 1,000. And boom, big move from CRI. CRI is your new leader at 1,000 meters. It is about a half a seat lead, about the slimmest margin you could have over Newport Aquatic Center. Behind them, just a tremendous battle going on. You've got three boats connected. Sammamish trying to hang on to third over Cincinnati Juniors. Cincinnati Juniors getting pressed by Sarasota Crew up at the top. Those three boats connected. So out in front, it is CRI and it is Newport. And it's going to be another battle to the line for that third spot in the grand final. I'll give it to you at the finish line.
Thank you, David. Wow, what a great race we have. There's only one boat a little bit off the pace, and who knows, they can come back here, which is Green Lake. But if you look across this race course, you've got about five boats overlapped at the 12:50 to go. You see that red boat, CRI, out there just a deck above Newport, the yellow boat on the inside. Now look at coming into the picture, boat bow number 6 there, Sammamish. They're trying to move back into this top 3 because it is only 3 to the final, everyone else to the B final. So this is an important spot, that third spot. On the outside, I don't see them, but you may see Cincinnati or Sarasota trying to sneak up on the outside. But right now, CRI has had a great race. It looks like Newport went out high early, and now CRI is slowly, look at them, push every stroke. They're taking a seat. There we go. Their 6-man is coming up to the bow ball right now, and they are still walking on Newport. Newport may have a strategy going. I can't see the rest of the pack. They may say, we're not going to expend too much energy here. We're going to watch the 4th and 5th boat and make sure we're ahead of them by open water, because we have a race this afternoon around 2 o'clock, so they may be conserving some energy here. But CRI is not. CRI is going to say, we want bow ball. The coxswain's looking over. He's yelling at his crew right now, probably saying, I see Newport's bow ball. I want their bow ball. But coming on the inside with them is Sammamish. Sammamish is trying to level up here as they come to about 300 meters to go. We're approaching the 1750 mark in this race. But what a beautiful sight looking down this course. We have 5 boats all overlapped on this course for 3 spots. It looks like CRI is still dominant, but on either side you got Newport and Sammamish. On the far side, OKC says, hey, I'm going to take a shot at that 3rd spot, and Sarasota may crank it up here on the outside too. So what a great race coming up. Everybody turn your attention to the beach, and let's hear some cheers for these teams as they come down. What a performance. CRI passing Newport around the 1,200 meter mark and not looking back. Sammamish charging on hard on the inside. They're charging hard, Sammamish. They need to edge out OKC on the outside. It's OKC and Sammamish for 3rd right now. CRI is continuing their dominance here in the second half of this race. Newport sprinting to the finish. Here comes Sammamish. Sammamish is actually moving on Newport. They may pass Newport at the finish here for second. Wow, CRI across the line. It's anyone's call. Sammamish and Newport. OKC, just not enough race course for them. They were moving well on the outside. Sarasota Crew, a good race, just not really in the pack here. Finishing up in a couple strokes is Green Lake. All right, on to the finals will be in CRI, Sammamish, and Newport.
Toss it to you, Dave, for semi 2 of the youth men's 8.
Thank you very much, Joe. These gentlemen are hitting 250 meters, and this race is closer than the last semifinal at this point. Let me set up the field for you as these crews go to their settles. Up in lane 2, we have Pocock. In lane 3, Gonzaga College Prep from D.C., your Scholastic champion. In lane 4, Oakland Strokes. Lane 5, their arch rival, Marin. Lane 6, Chicago. And in lane 7, PNRA Mercer. Moving out to the front of this field now, as I look back up, it is in lane 4, Oakland Strokes, your silver medalist from last year. They want to improve on that result this year. They want the gold. They have a one-deck lead on 2 boats. In lane 5, you have Marin, and in lane 7, you have PNRA Mercer. But I'm going to tell you something right now. At 500 meters, and you're seeing it in the camera, every single one of these 8s are still connected. Tremendous racing to 600 meters. The advantage for Oakland Strokes is 1 deck over Marin now. Marin in second place. They maintain about a half a deck advantage on the boat in lane 3 from Gonzaga College Prep. Like I said, Gonzaga right up the street from the nation's capital. They are your Scholastic champions. This is so bunched up it is almost difficult for me to call. That's exactly what we want to see in these semifinals at Youth Nationals. Unbelievable racing, still all 6 boats connected as they approach 750. And a big move now from Marin. Marin trying to take the lead. Rivals from the Bay Area, Oakland. It is dead even, stroke for stroke, between Oakland and Marin out front. They are both rowing boats. They both they have red blades. Up in lane 4 is Oakland Strokes with their primarily white blades. That is how you're going to distinguish them as they come down. And what a battle they have going right now. As they approach 1,000, those 2 boats have pushed out from the field. Your third place crew remains Gonzaga. On your crew in lane 6 from Chicago. They are in 4th, and then it is too close to call for 5th. It is dead heated between Pocock and PNRA Mercer on the outsides. So, as you saw them come through the 1,000 meter camera, how beautifully bunched up this race is. I'm going to give the advantage. Well, you know what? It's impossible for me to even see. As they come down the race course, it is Oakland Strokes and Marin, your 2 Southwest boats in the center of the race course, duking it out. Behind them, it is Gonzaga College Prep in their white boat with purple blades. They're trying to hang on to 3rd place. Will they continue to get pressed by Chicago? I think they will, all the way down the race course. Another tremendous semifinal in the men's Youth 8.
With 750 meters to go, our leaders are Oakland Strokes and Marin. Back a little bit on the far side is Chicago and Gonzaga. Yep. So it looks like Chicago is now even with Pocock. It is Marin and Oakland even. You can see their coxswains right beside each other. I give a little bit of a nod right now to Oakland. And then on the outside, Gonzaga for 3rd, Chicago and Pocock battling it out to maintain contact. Oakland continues with Marin. They're right beside each other. Marin closest to us with the red oars with the white tips. Oakland with the white oars with the yellow tips. And there they go. Those guys are really out there on top. Chicago's trying to make a move. Chicago on the inside is trying to overtake Gonzaga on the outside.
40 Oakland.
Oakland is at a 40. Here we go. Two really great crews from California. On the inside, Chicago is really starting to move. They're trying to exert their will over Gonzaga.
42.
Chicago, 42 strokes a minute, and they're maintaining their length. Over there on the is Gonzaga. We've got ourselves a boat race. Oakland and Marin tie, and it's Chicago and Gonzaga. Chicago and Gonzaga. I don't know. Get that camera ready. A monster move by Chicago. Really made up a lot of distance in the last 250 meters.
What a great finish.
And it was
there.
almost too close to call between Marin and Oakland for first and second. And then Chicago and Gonzaga fighting it out in a great duel, try to make that last spot into the finals. So we're going to go ahead and toss it to David.
David, great finish here between Ochre Strokes and Chicago in the last few strokes of the race. Dead heat, or excuse me, an even finish there. We'll have to wait for the camera. To you, David.
If we could have some volunteers report to the big, large tent, the big white tent. We need crowd control volunteers. Obviously, we have a rowdy crowd having a great time here. Let's have some volunteers go to the large tent. As a byproduct of your volunteering, you will get a great blue shirt and possibly a cool white hat. So let's pick up some cool kit and help us out today. So volunteers, please go to the white tent.
Great shot at the finish line there. Volunteers, the referees handing water out to the crews. They've put it all out on the line. They also have a safety launch there. If someone passes out or needs help, they take them out quickly and get them to the shore. But see, they're helping with these crews, giving them little bottles of water, tossing them to the crews. And the other nice thing you see in rowing, all these crews congratulate each other at the finish line. All they care is that they had the best race they can have, no matter where their finish is. So it looks like we had 6 crews doing their best on this race course today. We'll see where we are with David at the start. I'm going to try to get him on the walkie-talkie now.
David, how are we doing at the start there?
Well, we got a second here. USRowing wants to thank their sponsors here that support USRowing. USRowing is the official organization that runs all the Olympic national teams for the country. Their sponsors are Annex Business Corporation, Boathouse Sports, Bucket List Events. That sounds like something I have to sign up for. Connect to Dock, EMC Ventures, Liberty Mutual, Rudy Project. They make great glasses. Shimano, if you're into biking, you know Shimano. USRowing also like to thank their official suppliers. Concept 2, the ergs that everybody loves to hate. Croker Oars with their distinctive pink collars. Jan Sports. Nelson Kellerman, who's the manufacturer of the stroke watches and the Cox boxes. Vespoli from Connecticut. And Wintech Racing. We seem to have lost our picture at the moment, so we'll see where that is coming back. While we don't have anything to show or report to you, let's continue with some of our announcements here. The park you're standing in is a great community effort between Sarasota County, Manatee County, the city of Sarasota, local, state, and private contributions. It's a great location. To the north of us here, we have the UTC Mall, which you can go to if you got some downtime here and shop if you want. The park is made up of 600 acres. 40 of them are the lake. This was a borrow pit at one time for gravel for road beds and housing beds. and in the last 2-3 years, it has been changed into a world-class FISA-approved rowing site. The island you stand on is man-made and was dredged material from the bottom of this lake. So this is a great site. It's a great community effort. We're very proud of it here in Sarasota County. Today, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., we have the Olympic Day. You can come and meet and greet and take photos and sign autographs with a number of male and female Olympic athletes who will be in the event tent to my left here of the grandstands and air conditioning, and you can meet and greet them and parents or athletes. It's a great time to see what your future may look like. Now, I know a lot of the young men and women here we'll see later on this year, possibly overseas for the Junior Worlds. If you ever have an opportunity to do that, it's a wonderful event. I've done it a few times with my kids, and it is an amazing to see the representation we put on for the United States. I see some of the coaches, Liz Tron down there from the girls' U.S. team. A lot of these coaches spend a lot of time volunteering for your kids. They are paid, but I think it's still volunteering if you ask me. So if you have a chance today, no matter what the end result is, go up and thank your coaches. They deserve all the thanks for putting your kids on the water here today at this national event. Again, we want everyone to thank our volunteers. They're the ones with the white hats on and the bright blue shirts. We couldn't run these events without them. Also, if you have a chance, if you see a referee, they're the ones with the USRowing symbol crossed oars on their caps or on their light blue shirts. Thank them. They're making this a fair and safe event for everyone.
This is David at the start to the finish line. Just want to let you know I'm going to turn off my walkie-talkie. I've had it off because we're just waiting on these finals to start, and we've got about 15 minutes up here still. So I'm going to turn it off, save power, and I will come back on as soon as we're getting ready to go.
Just want to let you know the Olympic Day, that's not going to be in the event tent. It's USRowing, a tent that's within Boathouse Sports. So relax and recharge, station.
I'd have an update on the Olympic rowers. They're going to be in the USRowing tent, the Relax and Recharge tent, and we'd love to have you come out. They've come a long way to meet you. We'd like you to have a chance to meet them and talk about what it is to be a U.S. national team member or an Olympic team member or Olympic medalist. Again, to give you a little bit of the details on what we have here, this is the largest ever youth nationals. There are over 1,700 athletes, 385 boats, 163 clubs from 30 states across the nation. We know a lot of you have come a long way to watch your son or daughter row. We hope you stay and enjoy Sarasota. We have the #1 beach in the country, Siesta Beach. Go out there and put your feet in the baby powder sand and enjoy the afternoon, or tomorrow if you're staying over. We have the Ringling Museum down, if you follow University Ave all the way down. We have a lot of things to see. We'd love you to enjoy our community. Manatee County has another beautiful barrier beaches up and down the coast here, which are really something to see if you haven't seen the beaches along our beautiful coastline here.
One of the interesting things about this venue right here is it was originally what's called a borrow pit. And that I don't think anybody's returned all the sand or shell that was borrowed out of this borrow pit. But it's come a long way. Mike said that we dredged a lot. We actually created this 33-acre island specifically so that we would have a return venue with 2 bridges, and it really creates a nice environment. Where else can you go in the United States to a course where you can sit on a beach chair and watch the race coming down towards you? And one of the nice things about this is once we get our finish line tower in here, we will be the only full-time FISA qualified Olympic level course in the Western Hemisphere of the world. That's North and South and Central America. This course here at Nathan Benderson Park, once we get the finish line tower, will be the only full-time FISA qualified course in the Western Hemisphere. So it's been a lot of work by a lot of people over a lot of years with a lot of help, and we're just so happy that you're here to enjoy this course with us, and we hope that you look ahead at what we have coming up next year. If you want to come here and race, in the beginning of the year we have the Sarasota Invitational, where we have people that come from all over the United States. It's February 27th and 28th. Junior races on Saturday, Masters and Adaptive on Sunday. Later on that year, we have the Olympic trials in April.